Day number 11 of Chicago Bears training camps in the books, and let's talk about what happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day of training camp this year. This video is sponsored by Bet US Sportsbook and Casino. More on them in a little bit, but yeah, I will actually be at practice tomorrow, by the way, because of a very nice subscriber of mine, Corey. Shout out to him giving me some of his tickets. So if you guys are going tomorrow, would love to meet with you, talk Bears football. So I will be having my own coverage from tomorrow, and hopefully they practice on the side of the field closer to the fans, unlike what they did last Saturday where I could not see shit the entire practice. So hopefully Eberflus gets that fixed up for the fans. And by the way, guys, today is the Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. So if you guys want to watch that, I think it starts at 2 p.m. Central. Could be wrong on that. They did delay it because of bad weather, but Devin Hester, Julius Peppers, and Steve McMichael Mongo are all being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So really cool opportunity for all of them. Especially Mongo, man. He's been battling ALS, has been in very rough shape, obviously, with how terrible of a disease that is. But he's still staying strong, staying alive to watch himself being inducted into the Hall today, which is an amazing story. Good for him. But yeah, talking about practice today, guys, it was a pretty light practice because there was no pads on. And also a lot of the media was not there today because they were at the Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. So we don't have a whole lot of reports from today, but still enough to make a video on. Talking about the injuries, first of all. So according to Brad Biggs, he said that handful of key players not practicing today: Darnell Wright, Nate Davis, Montez Sweat, Andrew Billings, Tarek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, among others. Doesn't appear Jaquan Brisker is doing a lot either. Team in shells today. So a lot of guys out today, especially on defense, which probably just precautionary reasons. You know, Kyler Gordon has been out for a long time now, so getting a little bit worried about him, but not entirely, right? Because there's a month until the regular season starts, and Nate Davis also has been out for a long time as well. So hopefully those two return to practice relatively soon. But talking about the actual plays that were made in practice, so it was a pretty good day from Caleb Williams, as it should have been with so many guys on defense out, and with them being in pads, the advantage does go to the offense. But according to multiple reports, Caleb looked pretty sharp today in practice. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that the 11-on-11 is off to a better start. Caleb Williams delivered a nice throw to DJ Moore. Then on next play, he hits Keenan Allen for about a 35-yard touchdown. Allen beat safety Kevin Byard. According to Kevin Fishbane, he said that on third down in the 2-minute drill, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams escaped the pocket and showed off his quick release on the run, but Rome Odunze dropped the would-be touchdown. Jalen Johnson was in coverage. Williams put it on the money. Kevin Byard knocked down the Hail Mary on fourth down. So it seemed like the 2-minute drill was not successful because Rome Odunze unfortunately dropped a very good ball from Caleb Williams, which does not happen that often. Okay, Rome barely dropped any passes in college football, and with the Chicago Bears so far, he's barely dropped any passes in camp. So I'm not worried about Rome, you know, having one bad day of practice, you know, one drop. That happens to any receiver. But it seems like it was a really good throw by Caleb Williams, showing off his ability to throw on the run and make something out of nothing, which I've talked about this so much in my other videos already, but that is the most special part of Caleb Williams. Okay, he can beat you from the pocket for sure, but the ability to scramble, get outside the pocket like a Aaron Rodgers, like a Patrick Mahomes, and still throw the football down the field. Okay, not run with the football, but like still throw while on the run. That's where he can be your most deadly as a quarterback sometimes, and that's where the most backbreaking plays happen when you're in opposing defense. I mean, us as Chicago Bears fans, we've witnessed so many times Aaron Rodgers getting outside the pocket somehow and delivering a bomb downfield to Randall Cobb, to Devontae Adams, those guys. And hopefully Caleb can be even like 80% of what Aaron Rodgers was for the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully a lot more championships, obviously, but in terms of like how good of a quarterback Aaron Rodgers was, hopefully Caleb can be that and then some for the Bears. I mean, he models his game after Aaron Rodgers. He said in previous interviews that was his favorite quarterback growing up. So like our most hated quarterback growing up was our current quarterback's favorite quarterback, which is probably a good thing, okay, that he did not watch Bears quarterbacks, that he watched Packers quarterbacks instead, because they've had better quarterbacks. But yeah, really good day from Caleb. Mark Grote said that Caleb Williams looked sharp in his notes. So not a lot of specific reports, but it seemed like overall Caleb had a pretty good day of practice, as he should, being in pads. I think that overall Caleb has had a really good camp so far for the Chicago Bears. Like, obviously there have been bad days days full of mistakes, days full of picks, but for the most part, he seems like he's learning from his mistakes. He's getting better and better every single day, and there are no like glaring flaws in his game where like he's, super late on his reads, or he's just, crazy inaccurate. Like there's been a lot more positives than negatives regarding Caleb Williams' first training camp with the Chicago Bears, which is a good thing, right? Like you want to see the flashes of potential when you draft a quarterback and #1 overall, which the Bears have never done, and we are certainly seeing those flashes. Now, before we get into the next update, I do want to briefly talk about the sponsor of this video, Bet US Sportsbook and Casino, because guys, if you don't have an account with them yet, you guys should make one. They have a 125% sign-up bonus going on right now, up to $2,000, and a crypto bonus of 200%, okay? Crypto deposit bonus of 200%. They have the fastest withdrawals in the industry. They have a lot of different bets to play, so any bet you want to place on the Chicago Bears, they have a lot of them going on. I'll put one on the screen right now. The NFC North odds. If you guys think the Bears can win the NFC North, might as well put some money down on it. Pretty juicy odds right now, but the link is down below to sign up, guys, in the description box and in the pinned comments, so be sure to check them out. But getting to the next update, guys, I do want to talk about the defense, and specifically Gervon Dexter, because this guy's had a crazy good training camp so far. I cannot wait to see him in the preseason games. If he does play, I think he should play some snaps here and there, but every other practice, man, he's been wrecking shit up. And according to Zach Pearson, he said the summer of Gervon Dexter continues. Pretty much blew up a play in 11-on-11 drills just now. And we've gotten similar reports basically every single day of practice of Gervon Dexter just dominating the Bears' offensive line. And it really shows you the work this guy put in during the offseason. He has a much different build now, a lot leaner, a lot more muscular, and probably has better speed, better acceleration as a result of that. He seems very motivated to want to be one of the best defensive tackles in football this season. He said he wants 8+ sacks and wants to make, I think, the All-Pro team, which is a very high goal to set for yourself. But if he even comes close to that, like, that would be great for the Chicago Bears defense, because we need the pass rush. Okay, right now we really only have Montez Sweat as the only proven pass rusher on the team right now. Gervon Dexter, if he takes a step up and becomes a star, then he could be the #2 on the inside, wrecking shit up. And we know that Matt Eberflus' defense needs that interior presence to really be at its best, and hopefully Gervon Dexter can be that for the Chicago Bears when the real games actually start. And sticking on the defense, I do want to talk about another player that had a pretty good practice, Josh Blackwell, the backup cornerback. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that 7-on-7 started. Highlight play so far is Josh Blackwell with the peanut punch on Keenan Allen to force a fumble. And I wanted to bring this up because it really shows you that the Bears coaching staff is coaching the turnover forcing ability into every single defensive back, regardless of where you are on the roster, which is a really good thing, because if injuries happen, we got guys that can still create those turnovers. Creating turnovers is a big part of Eberflus's defense. Okay, we tied for the lead in interceptions last year with the 49ers. That's a big reason why our defense was so good down the stretch last year, why we were dominating those games on defense, right? We have to force those turnovers, and I really like that the peanut punch is being taught to all these guys. I mean, Charles Tillman has been very active at House Hall the last couple of years. He's been giving speeches to the Bears rookies, to the Bears players, and kind of teaching them the art of the peanut punch, if you will. So good on Matt Eberflus for inviting a legend like Charles Tillman back so he can teach his ways to the current Bears players, and it's clearly paying off because we saw a couple peanut punches from the Bears last year. We're seeing some in camp right now, even from guys like Josh Blackwell, who are kind of buried on the depth chart, but if he ever has to play for the Bears, he's going to be forcing those turnovers as well. I do want to switch over to the offense, though, and talk about the offensive line now, because it seems like we're having some troubles at the center spot yet again. So according to 79th and House podcast, he said that Bates is in at center right now. We've seen several low snaps and a fumbled snap. And even on the days that Coleman Shelton was there, I think it's been a little bit better in regards to the snaps. But even on those days, I've seen reports about snaps being a little bit off, the quarterback having to adjust to the snap, which it really does worry me, right? Because I was really hoping to get the center spot sorted out completely this offseason for a new rookie quarterback, but it seems like we're still having some issues there. Now, it's super early in camp, right? I think Coleman Shelton could still be a decent option, right? Like, he started a lot of games for the Rams, a really good team the last couple of years, so I'm not trying to overreact too much, but Connor Williams is still available, and I just don't understand why no team is signing him. Okay, he was one of the best centers in all of football last year, and yes, he suffered a big injury, and that could be a part of the reason why no team is signing him. I think he tore his ACL, which was his major injury, and seemed like he had some troubles recovering from that. So I don't know about his medicals or what's going on if he's asking for too much money. But guys, like, he was one of the best centers in all of football last year. Why not give him a 1 or 2 year prove it deal, you know, with low guaranteed money, and get one of the best centers in football, which seemingly nobody wants right now. Okay, clearly there probably is something going on behind the scenes if no team is signing him, but I just really hope that Ryan Poles still maybe makes a move to get him, because as a Bears fan, I would just be, you know, very excited about that and worry a little bit less about the center spot than I am worrying right now. But if that doesn't happen, I hope Coleman Shelton or Ryan Bates can get the job done when the real games begin. And lastly, I want to end this video by talking about a report that's not directly related to the Chicago Bears. It is related to the Bears just indirectly, because it's reported about Justin Fields potentially winning the QB1 job for the Pittsburgh Steelers. According to Dan Graziano, he thinks that Fields is going to be starting week 1 for the Steelers because Russ has been out due to injury and Fields has looked pretty good in camp up to this point. And I'm talking about this because the Bears draft pick moves from being a 6th round pick to a 4th round pick if Fields plays at least 50% of the snaps for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. So as a Bears fan, we should all be rooting for Justin Fields to play well, to play the entire season for the Steelers, because we want that 4th round pick instead of the 6th round pick. And I'm still a big Fields fan, guys. Like, I'm still going to be rooting for him to be a good quarterback in this league. Obviously, I'll be rooting for Caleb more now, but still a big fan of Fields, man. Wishing all the best for him. But leave your comments down below, guys. I'll be back with another video tomorrow after I go to practice. That video probably is going to be out a little bit later because it'll take me a while to get back home and situate myself. But yeah, leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.